Hi, welcome to Building Bridges Ministry. My name is Joe. Today, we are going to be talking about running. Okay, I'm not a runner. But today's verse is going to be talking about running a race. And it's Hebrews 12, verses 1 through 4. And the idea is Paul is telling the group that he's talking to take off the weight that is holding us back in running this race. If we look at runners who are training for long distance or sprints, or NFL players or sports athletes who are trying to build up their endurance, they will put these weights on their backs and they'll run with them. But what happens is we tire out a lot quicker than when we don't have that weight on our shoulders. So let's read the verse and then we'll do some more discussing. All right, so here we go. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne. Think of all the hostility that he endured from sinful people. Then you won't become weary and give up. After all, you have not yet given your lives in your struggle against sin. Okay. So like I said, I'm not much of a runner. Back in the day, I used to have a good little sprint, but that's about it. But what if we look at the race that we're in is running from sin, not allowing sin to catch us, not allow the sin to trip us up in our everyday life. Sin's a tough thing to get away from. And yeah, when you have it on your shoulders, man, that's quite a weight to try and get off your shoulders. As humans, we can't do that by ourselves. I've been in several recovery groups, and I have never heard of anybody saying, I beat it. Most people realize that they can't do it on their own. You can do it for a little while by yourself, but it ain't going to last. Having Christ as the cheer coach running alongside of you as you're running this race, giving those words of encouragement, you've got this, you can push forward, keep striving, just a little bit farther. You've all heard these little encouragements that we've gotten from our human coaches. Christ is doing the same thing in our lives. And we need to remember that. And we got to be listening for it, especially in those moments when you're on the last stretch of the run, right? And your legs are like rubber and you're about ready just to let it all go, and you just can't find that gas to get past. And that sin is coming real close to you. And if you don't find that extra gear, it's going to catch you. So, we got to pick our heads up. We got to look towards our coach. And we got to listen for those words of encouragement for him to say, you've got this. You've got this. And it just knowing Christ is there encouraging you to push forward. And our desire to reach him is enough of that drive to unrubber the legs, to find that extra gear that we really needed to get that gap that we needed to cause. And I guess that's the message I really want us to remember in this race that Paul is talking about. Doing this Christ following thing is a race. You're trying to stay ahead of sin. You're trying to catch others that are around you and show them, look over there. Over there, that's the coach to get to. That's where you want to go to. Right? Because when you got a good coach, man, you're going to send everybody to that coach. In Christ, you're not going to find a better coach than Christ. He is going to be one of those coaches who's going to be doing the wind sprints on the track with you. He's going to be the one, last one to the water jug to get a drink. He's going to be the last one looking for a break. He's going to constantly be there in this race that we are in. And I guess this is what running the good race looks like. Some of the other ways that I wanted to mention about running isn't so much a physical running. We also run the race by attending church, by attending small groups, by creating relationships with fellow Christ followers. These things are like drinking a bottle of Gatorade, let's say, right? Replenishes our electrolytes, gives us that energy back that we need, gives us the nutrients that we need to make sure we do the race correctly, so we don't tire out, so we don't have rubber legs, so we don't cramp up. It's important to keep our eyes on Christ and to listen for the coaching. But we do have teammates that are also alongside of us in this race. And we need to be one united team, and each other needs to push each other to the finish line, which is Christ. Isn't that awesome? Well, thank you for joining me today, and have a blessed day.